Hello and welcome to Getting the Most Out of Your Locum Profile. This webinar is designed and created for optometrists, CLOs and dispensing opticians. If you don't know me, I'm Stevie McIntyre. I'm the marketing lead here at Located Locum. I was supposed to be joined by Sammy, but some unforeseen circumstances mean he won't be joining tonight, which is grand. We can go through all the slides ourselves. So what is this webinar designed to do? It's designed to help you get the most out of your Locum profile as an optometrist, CLO, or dispensing optician. I'm going to touch on some housekeeping before we get started. So obviously we're on LinkedIn Live. You can interact with the webinar by just commenting below. I really do encourage some interaction, not least because I'm by myself and I'm alone. I'll be talking a lot, but if you want to interact, please do via the post. And if there's any questions that I can answer, I will on the webinar. And if I can't answer them, I will ensure that you get an answer in the next couple of days. So without further ado, what are we going to cover tonight? So who are Located Locum, and why are we doing this webinar? Firstly, how to use technology to find the right shift in seconds. How to negotiate a fair rate, which is a pretty pertinent point at the moment. How to find and keep work once you get work, how to manage your bookings and your diary and keep track of your earnings. And then hopefully, if we have time, we will do a quick Q&A. We've scheduled about 20 minutes for this quick webinar this evening. Hopefully it won't run over, so I appreciate everyone for joining. It's always great to see people giving up their time and joining us on these webinars. So what we usually do in these webinars, in order to shape the outcome of them, we kind of ask, what do you want to get out of this webinar? This isn't really requiring you to answer on the comments, but if you do want to answer, you can. This is to allow you to think about why you're on it and like have a question teed up for the end. If there's anything I don't cover. And like I say, if you want to ask me questions throughout the webinar, just drop it into the comments section. So who are Located Locum and why are we doing this webinar? So Located Locum, our vision is to mobilize the world's healthcare workforce. And we do this by getting the right person in the right place at the right time. We're an award-winning platform and we connect healthcare professionals with healthcare organizations throughout the UK. So currently we operate in the optometry market, the pharmacy market and the health and social care market. We have over 30,000, which is a huge number, of healthcare professionals on our platform and using our services on a daily basis. We also work with around 8,000 healthcare organizations who are hoping to find temporary workers. So this webinar is obviously aimed at you, the temporary worker, as an optometrist, CLO, or a dispensing optician. So we would aim to get you shifts that suit your lifestyle, whether that be by rate, by location, or by flexibility in terms of times. We are the top rated Locum app in the UK with over 100 5-star reviews on the App Store and on Google Play, something that we're really proud of. We love to take feedback and act on that feedback from our users. As well as that, we're not just a technology platform, we also have an in-house team who can help you with compliance and booking shifts if needed. The compliance team, they will help you get everything you need in terms of essential documents and accreditations on your profile, so it makes it even easier for healthcare organizations to book you into a shift. So in a snapshot, that is Located Locum. This just sort of gives an overview of how you would use our services on the app. So it's really user friendly, and we have UX person in-house who make sure this is the most user-friendly service possible. We update the app fairly regularly, again, to make sure it's as user-friendly as possible. So you go to the App Store or the Google Play Store, and if you search Located Locum, you can download the app, and then you'll be presented with a screen that's on the far left. This is just a sign-up screen, or if you've already got the app, you can log in using this. In a couple of clicks, you can be logged in, and you can be searching for shifts throughout the UK. On these shifts, as you can see on the far right, you can have the map, which is the location of the shift. And you also get all the other details, such as the rate, the times, and anything you need to know in terms of equipment you need to bring, or things you need, services that the optician requires that a Locum has. And it's as simple as press and apply the shift. And what happens is that application and your profile, which is the second screen across here, it then goes to the employer who's looking to fill the shift. and they can then view your skills and qualifications to see if you're a good fit for the shift. So it's a real seamless process, and we've seen people being booked within 30 seconds of applying for a shift. So it can be pretty much instant, which is a really fantastic service, especially for healthcare professionals who need to act fast and need to fill their schedule fast. So why use technology to find the right shift in seconds? Well, suppose it's about tailoring things to suit your needs. So find what you want. Located Locum comes with a load of some filters, such as distance, rate, and any special systems that the optician uses, and allows you to filter shifts by them. Like, so it reduces the noise. For example, if you're in like a WhatsApp group, and you get shifts sent directly to you, you might get a lot of shifts sent in the WhatsApp group because there's different people in the WhatsApp group who have different needs or wants. So not all the shifts will be relevant to you in terms of location, for example. So the filters and using the app allows you to sort of cut through the noise and get straight to what you want to see. And there's an even better way of doing this in Located Locum. So we allow you to set up your notification settings. It's similar to a social media platform, for example. So on Facebook, you have a notifications tab on the top right, and whenever you log in, you can see any notifications that are things that are relevant to you, for example, friend requests. Like that in Located Locum, you can see shifts that you have marked previously in settings that you are interested in. So again, it really cuts out the noise. You see what you want in seconds, and also you can tailor how we communicate with you as a company. So we can send you an SMS message, an email, an in-app notification, or a push notification, and you can apply directly by clicking on any of these mediums. So again, like, the reason you use technology is just to not waste time. It's all about your lifestyle and letting the technology work for you rather than the other way around. And this is how the platform looks on desktop version. So if you haven't used a system like this before, it's fairly self-explanatory. You put in your job role, put in the dates you want to work and the location, you press search. You can then sort it. It's similar to any other commerce site or a site you'd be familiar with, where you can sort by either distance or rate, or you can sort by date, for example. So it's really intuitive and user friendly, and you can cut right through the noise again and get to what you want in seconds. And this is how the notifications works on the app. So you can see what you want to be notified and streamline it through the filter section. And this is like, for example, if you said that you wanted to see shifts in London, these would just be listed in shifts for London. And if it was over a certain rate, they would just be listed like this. The great thing about the mobile app is you can manage your sort of work life within your pocket. Like, everyone's carrying around a mobile phone these days. They've got it as part of their everyday lives. And so why not manage your work life through your mobile phone? The Located Locum app allows you to track shifts you've applied for, shifts you've been booked for, and shifts you've completed. So at a glance, you can actually see how much money you've made by using the app. You can see what's coming up in your schedule, and you can see what you've applied for. And the really smart thing about the Located Locum app is it never allows you to be double booked. So you can apply for multiple shifts on the same day. And as soon as you're booked into shifts, it'll decline the applications that you've made for other shifts. So really intuitive system, and it means that you can schedule your work around the applications you've made. So this is a big one, how to negotiate a fair rate. So we always tell people that locums to value themselves in terms of what they think they should be getting for a shift. So we introduced a feature called rate negotiation. So this will be on most of the shifts on the platform. So it's, as you know, we're on a technology platform. So the employer uploads the shifts and they decide whether they put negotiation on it. But you'll have the ability to negotiate both shift rate via your mobile on most of the shifts. So negotiating rate means you'll never miss out on a shift. And it also direct communications with the shift coordinator. So it means it takes away the whole picking up the phone and trying to organize a shift via phone, which might be really admin heavy for you, and you really want to focus on your work that you're doing. So you don't really want to be making loads of phone calls where you phone up and then they check with someone else and it comes back to you. And it could be a whole process of a couple of hours to negotiate a shift rate. What the app allows you to do is send a negotiation, put your reasoning in for that negotiation, and that goes directly through the shift coordinator. And the good thing is that they have the ability then to communicate back with you and to tell you if you're booked in for that shift or not. And it either allows you to book that day or look for alternative work really instantly rather than waiting and not knowing. So again, really, really, really key part of using technology to manage your work life and getting the most out of your locum profile. This is just how rate negotiation looks. So on the shift page, you'll see the map, and then you'll see some details about the shift, such as date, the rate, and the timings of the shift, and any other things you need. You'll see the apply button, now button in green, and then you'll see negotiate underneath it. So you just click negotiate. It pops up a little section like this. It tells you the original rate, and it also allows you to then input any rate you wish. That you wish, and then send that negotiation, and that goes directly through to the employer. You can then see the negotiation going through to the employer, and you can see that it's been negotiated and your applied shifts on the app. Hopefully that's very self-explanatory. If anyone's got any questions about rate negotiation, do pop it in the chat. It's a fairly intuitive platform in terms of what you can do, and it's fairly self-explanatory, and it's not going to take a lot of getting used to. You could log on to it once you're logged on. It takes you through step by step. The next thing is sort of how to find and keep work. So Locate Locum allows you to create your profile. So I always say, like, you should look at this like your sort of online CV. So you can put a profile photo in it, and Locate Locum has a step-by-step guide and gives you a percentage of how complete your profile is. So we always ask people to get their profile 100% complete. There's some essential things you'll need, such as indemnity insurance and DBS checks, in order to complete your profile. So what this means is that when you apply for a shift, the more complete your profile is, the more attractive you're going to be to potential employers, and the more likely they will be to book you in for a shift. So we do recommend that people add, obviously the essential documents are essential for that reason. We recommend people add accreditations, education, any other skills that you have to your profile, and references and things in order to maximize your earning potential. So another thing we'd say is update your availability regularly. So like I said, we have an in-house team in Locate Locum who can help find you the perfect shift if you don't want to use the app. We ask that you update your availability regularly because they may know of shifts that are vacant that you might be interested in. Number 3 is make a good impression. So when you do get a shift, make a good impression, arrive early, make sure you have all the right equipment, make sure you've done your research on the app in terms of any systems you need to be aware of, ask questions, and generally just make a good impression. Number 4 is download the app. So in terms of finding work, it means like at any point on your lunch break in another locum shift, you could be planning out your following week on your phone. So that helps you book a shift in under a minute. And again, I've mentioned this before, but you should apply for more than one shift on a day. You simply can't be double booked using our technology. And then be registered with relevant systems. If there's any systems that any of the large multiples require for you to be registered on, make sure you are registered on them. That'll just help you get the shift. And apply for shifts in advance. Like I said, we have optometry shifts up to May and June probably June, July 2022 now. And there's about 10,000 shifts on the platform live at the moment. So you can plan your diary much further in advance and block book things if you want to have your work life sorted. So that's a really big one. I think planning in advance is absolutely brilliant. Again, it allows you to make plans in your personal life, and it gives you the flexibility to work around your work. So another thing that Locate Locum allows you to do, which is a real bit benefit, and it helps you get the most out of your profile, is to use the diary function. So we have a built-in diary in the mobile app and the desktop version. This isn't just for managing your shifts that you've been booked through Locate Locum. You can also put in times when you're unavailable into that diary. You can also put in shifts, for example, if you've gone direct, and you can track what you've been paid for those shifts. So this combined with shifts you've booked through Locate Locum means that you can keep track of your finances much easier. So I'm going to show another screenshot, and then I'll come back to this slide. So here you can see this person has a block booking here, and they've got a couple of bookings through Located Locum. So this could be a direct block booking that they've input manually. And you can see here that they've got tracked income as part of that block booking, which would be nice if you earn £21,000. So as you can see, this is an example of how the diary looks. You can keep track of your applications in a certain month, you can keep track of your bookings, and you can keep track of the revenue that you're bringing in. So it's a really fantastic way of managing your work life within a platform. There's no need for sort of a Google Diary where you keep some bookings, another app where you keep other bookings. Keep it all in one place. At least then, even when you go to do your self-assessment or your tax returns, you as a locum, you'll be able to keep track of them really easily. And if there's any queries you need to make, you can flick back through the months and check what revenue you brought in that month. So as I've touched on there, to keeping track of the finances and incoming payments again is really fantastic. You can keep track of what should be going into your bank account and when. Another thing that Located Locum does is it gives you invoice templates. We have a completely free resource with invoice templates, what you should leave behind at the optician whenever you finish a shift, and this sort of details it all out, so you can't really go wrong. And the more accurate your invoices are, the quicker you get paid. So that'll be one big thing that we would always suggest doing. So I can share the link after. And also we have links to accountants who work specialists, optometrists, CLOs, and dispensing opticians, that allow them to sort of make sure they're keeping track of their self-assessment and things, which I will share afterwards. So we put together these 5 top tips for locums and maximizing your profile. So number 1 is plan your day. We asked locums what they would say was their top 5 tips, and this sort of came back. So planning your day is a big one. Like, this isn't just plan your day in terms of what you're going to need on a locum shift. It's plan your day in terms of the doing the shift. Like, how do you get there? Where is there parking? And make sure you research on the app using the map function. You can zoom in and see exactly where the optician is if you haven't been before. So that would be a big one, and I would always suggest that optometrists and CLOs and dispensing opticians do before taking a shift. Plan it out, make sure you know where you're going. There's nothing worse than arriving flustered if you're worried about being late. Bring equipment. So part of sort of plan your day is being prepared for any eventuality. So bring your own equipment and keep it in your car if you're driving. Even if you don't bring it in, at least you can pop out to the car and get it. So when you arrive at your shift, introduce yourself to any managers and other employees. It just makes a really good impression. And again, like if they're looking for the shift to be filled in the future, you might be the first name that pops into their head, or whenever you've got an application, they might recognize you from introducing yourself and just being friendly with them. Get comfortable with the systems, number 4. So log into the practice systems and take a few minutes to get comfortable. If you're not familiar with the system, we can probably help with getting some help guides pre-doing the shift. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, we're on hand, and we have a help center that you can ask questions in. So that's a big one. And then before you leave the practice, check with the person to see if there's anything you need to sign or if you've left an invoice. So what we would suggest doing, and we've seen this a lot, is completing the invoice and actually giving it to the duty manager and saying, is this all correct before you leave? And then they can sign it off almost there and then. At least you walk out of the store with peace of mind, knowing that you have left an invoice and someone has said, this looks very good to me. And then, like I said, your payment will come quicker. So we really whizzed through everything. I was trying to keep that within 20 minutes, and we're on 19 minutes. So the last one is, as a locum, you can earn rewards, and working through Located Locum, we offer £100 welcome bonus when you complete your first shift. And then we also have like a £40 refer a friend offer, and it's completely unlimited. So if you have 50 friends who are optometrists, we're happy if you refer all 50 of those friends. You could earn up to £2,000 by referring those people. Like I said, it's unlimited, so that's just an example. And you can keep earning and earning. And we have people across all healthcare professions who've maybe earned up to £4,000 or £5,000 through referring friends or ex-university colleagues. So it's a really attractive promotion. And then last but not least, we offer a community platform. So the community perks and rewards such as CPD, paid accreditation, high street vouchers. If there's something you need in terms of essential documents, we can help you get set up and verified. and we run a promotion paying people, refunding DBS if someone works more than 10 shifts. So that's obviously, we like to help you have everything you need in order to complete locum shifts, and that you'll get perks through our community platform. So at this point, if anyone's got any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. If not, if you don't feel comfortable dropping in the chat, you can message me directly. Yeah, so there's one's just come through. How much is it to join Located Locum? For Locums, it's absolutely free. I know there's a lot of features there that you might think are paid services, but it's completely free. The platform is, you can sign up and you can use it, no obligation at all. Use it. Search for shifts, apply for shifts, and be booked. And like I say, we offer a lot of free resources once you sign up, and like I've mentioned, the community platform, so free. Have a look at it, and if you've got any questions once you sign up, make sure you drop me a message. Just checking if there's any more questions coming through. There's a couple here. Is the diary a separate app? No, the diary is not a separate app. The diary is within the app. This is the desktop version of the diary. This is how it looks on desktop. But you also have a functionality in the mobile app to see the diary and keep track of your bookings. So yeah, it's not a separate app. That's not an integration either. If that's what you meant, you can clarify that in the questions if you like. But it's not an integration either. It's actually native within the app, so you can use this as part of your day to day. Any more questions? If you don't feel comfortable asking questions now, do feel free to message me. I know I'm just aware that we're over time now, so with that in mind, I do appreciate everyone who's joined the webinar this evening. Thank you for giving up your valuable time, and hopefully I've given you a really quick insight into getting the most out of your locum profile as an optometrist, CLO, or dispensing optician. And like I say, if you have any questions, please do get in touch. We'd encourage everyone to download the app and even give some feedback on what you think of it as a service for the people working within optometry. So good night. Without further ado, good night. Thank you for joining.